Hello friends, this is recap number 16. Okay, and why I have come with this recap, almost everything we have done in rational numbers, but one thing is there which students are having in which students are facing problem, and it is additive identity and additive inverse. Additive identity and additive inverse. See, when we are talking about additive identity and additive inverse, both the terms are different. Please make sure that these two terms are not same. This is identity and this is inverse. Make sure that identity and inverse, they both are different terms, so don't get confused with these two terms. Okay, in additive identity, if there is any number, say a, either whole number or integers or rational numbers, if a is any rational number, suppose I'm talking about rational number, then if a is any rational number, in that case, when we add 1, when we add a 0, we get the same rational number. There will be no change in the rational number, and that is why this becomes the additive identity, that is 0 becomes the additive identity in this case. Understood? Zero is the only number which is additive identity for the case of whole numbers, for integers, and for rational numbers. So please make sure that it's not any other it's not the same thing as inverse. It is additive identity. It has its own identity of making no changes in any of the number when is added to 0. Okay, that is why it has its own identity. What identity? That it never changes the value of any number when a number is added to it. Okay, so if any rational number is there, you will get a plus 0. It means a only you are going to get. The same number itself you will get. For example, if you are having 7 upon 3, and if you add 0 to it, definitely you are going to get 7 upon 3. So you are getting the same number without any change. That is why this 0 is the additive identity for rational numbers, even for integers, even for whole numbers. Understood? What is there in additive inverse? In case of additive inverse, if there is any rational number a, then if you are having any other rational numbers such that when it is added to this number, when you are having any rational numbers such that when it is added to this rational number, you get 0, then this number becomes minus a, becomes the inverse of minus a, becomes the additive inverse of a, and a becomes the additive inverse of minus a. These two are additive inverse of each other. Understood? What is happening in this case? When two numbers are added, it gives you 0. In this case, in additive inverse, when two numbers are added, whether it is whole numbers, when two whole numbers are added, if you get 0, it means both the whole numbers are additive inverse of each other. Similarly, if you have for whole numbers, it's not there, sorry, but for integers it exists, that if two numbers are there, then and if they are added together, and if you get 0, it means both the numbers are additive inverse of each other. This is not applicable for whole numbers. Please remember this. By mistake I have used the word whole numbers here. It is not for whole numbers. Okay, it's only applicable for integers, rational numbers. Okay, so when I'm saying that additive inverse, if I'm talking about additive inverse, it means when two numbers are added together such that you get 0, it means both the numbers are additive inverse of each other. For example, if you take minus 7, one of the integers is minus 7, and if you add to it 7, okay, you will see that both are cancelled out and you get 0. Let us take any rational number. Say if you are having 8 upon 4 or 8 upon 5, and if you add to it minus 8 upon 5, definitely you are going to get what? You just see. 8 upon 5 and plus minus minus 8 upon 5, and you see both are cancelling out and you're getting 0 here. What it shows? It shows that you are having two numbers. When you added these two numbers, your sum is 0. It means this number is additive inverse of minus 8 by 5, and minus 8 by 5 is additive inverse of 8 upon 5. So this is the difference in between these two. In case of additive identity, the numbers, that any number when added to 0 remains the same. That is why 0 is the additive identity. Whereas when two numbers are added together, you get 0 as sum. Then the two numbers are additive inverse of each other. This is the main difference. Now if we talk about multiplicative identities and multiplicative inverse, let me change my pen. It's not working. Let me see. So now let us check multiplicative identity and multiplicative identity. Okay, and multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse. Okay. The pens are not working. So if you can see here, this is multiplicative identity, and this is again, these two words are different for each other. Okay, they are different words which are not to be considered as same. Remember, multiplicative identity is different word and multiplicative inverse is different. Multiplicative identity, in multiplicative identity, any number, say whole number, integers or rational numbers, when is multiplied with 1, you get the same number itself. Again, in this case, you can see 1 acts as an identity, which when is multiplied with any of the numbers, it doesn't change the number. Or you can say, if let us take any example for additive identity. This is the additive identity here. Okay, 1 becomes the additive identity here. Why it becomes the additive identity? Because it is not changing the value after multiplication. That is why it becomes as additive identity. It has some identity of not changing the value after multiplication. Let us take any example. Say if you are having any rational number, as 9, 11 upon 9, say minus 11 upon 9, and if you are multiplying with 1, what are you getting? Your result is what? Minus 11 upon 9 itself. You can see the number remains the same after multiplication also. When it is multiplied with 1, still the number remains the same. That is why this number is the multiplicative identity. What is happening in this case? In multiplicative inverse, it is just the reciprocal. It is the reciprocal. So you have the difference. In this case, if you are having any rational number a, or if you are having any integer a, in that case you will have another number in such a way that if it is 1 upon a is there for any a, in such a way that you are going to get the multiplication or the product as 1. In that case, a is the multiplicative inverse of 1 upon a, or 1 upon a is multiplicative inverse of a. For rational numbers, let us see by taking an example. Say if you are having any example, say if it is like minus or plus 17 upon 2. Now if 17 upon 2 is there, then definitely there is another number, its inverse, such that it is 2 upon 17, and which when is multiplied with this number. So if we multiply, what we are getting? We are getting 1 ultimately. The product is 1. So we say that 17 by 2 is multiplicative inverse of 2 upon 17, and 2 upon 17 is multiplicative inverse of 17 upon 2. So in this case, you get the product as 1. Okay, in this case you get the sum as 0, but in this case you are getting the product as 1, and this is the difference between multiplicative identity and the multiplicative inverse. In multiplicative identity, the multiplicative identity is 1, which when is multiplied to any of the number keeps the number same. Whereas in this case, the multiplicative inverse is what? When multiplicative inverse is multiplied with the given number, then the product, if the product comes 1, it means both the numbers are multiplicative inverse of each other. I hope now it is very much clear to you. All the best. And with this, I think there is no other point remaining in rational numbers. What things we have done till now? What were the things which are to be kept in mind in rational numbers? That in rational numbers you were having 4 of the properties. Okay, we were having properties of rational numbers. Okay, the first thing is the definition as P by Q form, which we have done. Then the properties, already I have told you about the properties. There were 4 properties, 1 2 3 4. Property number 1 is closure property, which you have to keep in your mind. The second thing is the commutative property, which you have to keep in your mind. The third one is the associative property, and the fourth one is distributive property. I think I left out the identity in written form, that A into B plus C is can be expressed as A into B plus A into C. This is the this is the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So these properties we have done. Then what is there? The third thing which we have gone through is the representation on number line. Okay, representation on number line. What else? To find the rational numbers in between two given number, rational numbers in between two given numbers, two given rational numbers. This we have seen and we have gone through. And next is additive identity and additive inverse of rational numbers. And in 6th point we have completed multiplicative identity and multiplicative inverse of rational numbers. So this is what you should know about rational numbers. Okay, and I hope you must have gone through all these and you have understood the chapter. If there is any problem, any query, you can ask me again. So the recap of rational numbers is finished. Let's come with another recap in the next session. Thank you.